Good evening, everybody. Well, we got a full house already. So if you don't know who I'm with Cincinnati Picker John. I'm sure you know who he is. So I know who he is. So I know you know who he is. So I'm pretty sure we're live. So
I
um,
think we are.
yeah, we're live.
Harry, I'm
So
happy to be here, man. Thanks for having me on. I've been watching you for months. Tommy turned me on to your channel. And like anytime I see you go live, I'm like, I gotta pop into Harry's chat at least for a minute. And then if I miss it, I just watch it the next day. But yeah, really
that's
cool
cool.
being on with you, man. Thank you.
Anytime. I'm glad you came on. Uh, there's so many top tens out there. I thought sports would be a good one because when you pick music, I've done like 15 of those. I haven't picked up bass player or drummer yet, so they're still out there. So, and I'm
Top
watching
10
other.
bass player and top 10 drummer.
Yeah, I haven't got those
Oh
yet.
man. I might have to come on in a few months and we'll do the drummer. Because I play drums. I'm not very good, but I love drums and drummers and stuff. So I think that'd be a
That's
fun one.
good. Yeah, I was big into music growing up because we always had all the instruments around us, and a lot of my chats, I'll start off with maybe playing one chord and set the guitar down because I actually can't
Nice.
play.
Paul says my internet's looking crispy. Yeah, I went out and got a fancy Wi-Fi mesh system.
Well, we got there's a few in here already. Got Paul and Midwest. I'm trying to do the Tommy numbers thing where I don't click up thing unless Tracy says something dirty, then we'll put it up there so everybody can say it.
Yeah, Tracy's a wild card.
Well, Jen's in here too, and the Beach Blanket Bingo team. They're both in here. We got Myra and Richard. And, wow, Dave Midwest Dave. He's probably under snow. So there's a few coming in. We'll give it a few, and then we'll pop in here. And then you at home, you got your top 10 favorites. You better put them down. What's your top 10 all time witnessed or watched on TV? Which of course I crossed a few out
Did
automatically.
you?
Yeah, because I went before an hour. I hit top 10. I had them in my head, and I seen one pop up that I forgot that I was going to put down. So I crossed out one, put one in, crossed out, and we get a mulligan. So
Good deal. So I saw there's a 2 drink minimum to this show. Is there a drink maximum?
we can go at least
All right.
until I start mispronouncing things, which won't be long. So,
I only got one of these, but I've got about I don't know a fourth of a bottle of bourbon.
you
So
got the man stuff. So that I'm
yeah,
here for the long haul. I did get I have an exciting pickup already tomorrow. So Facebook Marketplace is still hitting for me. I don't know about your
nice.
area.
What are you picking up?
I want to make a video on it. I'm not. I'm keeping it a secret. It's something completely different though, and
Well,
it's
that's good.
vintage.
Nice.
One thing's from the 40s, one's from the 60s. And then I popped back on real quick to see what else they had, and something else popped out. And I said, yeah, I'll give you 10 for that too. So I'm getting it cheap, and it's good stuff in my book. So we'll see. Because I like
Swamp
all that vintage
Swamp
stuff.
Swamp Picker says I got a shout out on the Dave Ramsey show.
Who did? Who's Dave Ramsey?
Glenn said, "Yeah, that's interesting." Um, I'm doing a Facebook Marketplace buy tomorrow too. It was kind of accidental. My brother-in-law was asking a buddy of ours about it, and he didn't think it would be good for eBay just because like what they'd sell for these wrestling figures. And I was like, those might do good on Whatnot. So I reached out to the guy and offered him, $150. It's like 70 vintage wrestling figures. So
They're
pick them
good
up
though,
tomorrow.
aren't they? I thought the wrestling
I think
figures.
so. Yeah, I think they'll be pretty good. I don't think any of them are huge money, but I don't know, maybe $6-7 on average.
We had a picking downstate one time not too long ago, and there was so many toys, but there was so much stuff there, and we only had one day before the Junkers came in, so it was an hour and a half from here. So we filled both our bands up. But now looking at toys, and I know I left a bunch of Transformers and stuff down there. I'm still kicking myself in the butt on that. That's where I got all this stuff. I did grab the
Right.
He-Man stuff and all that, but stuff I was familiar with, but I didn't know Transformers at the time were hot, and so much other stuff. It was crazy. So wow, we're getting
How
a
long you
few
been
in.
reselling, Harry? How long have you
Seriously,
been reselling?
probably before my kids were born on eBay. Just
Wow.
just little things. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was on there, and I turned on my buddy down the street. He's probably watching tonight, but I took him into a clean out house. Well, we didn't have to clean out; we got to go in for the clean out. And he got hooked, and he's got all these contractor people that he could get in. So, and then he started eBay too. But I've been on there for over 20 years, probably on eBay, but never thinking seriously until I did Instagram, and then I did YouTube, and I said, there's a whole bunch of people making a living like Tommy and you and Tracy, and I was blown away how many do.
Yeah, it's crazy. I started my channel in 2017, and just seeing how many other resellers were on YouTube even then just totally blew me away. It was cool. And like once I started watching videos, my whole reselling like just skyrocketed because I learned so much from so many different people. I used to not even look twice at clothing, used to not even look twice at a bunch of stuff. And now I know a little bit to where like it's rare that I go to a sale and I don't find at least one thing I can make some money on.
Yeah, look, yard sales I stopped because of my daughter playing soccer. So,
Yeah.
and and believe me, it was worth watching her playing because that was a big exciting time, because you always think your kid's going to the pros,
Right.
and they end up not. Everybody, especially when they're little, they're so good, and they get to play on the top team and stuff. So you watch them. So you get, but I remember towards the end, I drop her off because I knew there was an hour of practice before, warm up before, and I'd hit the yard sales. Any yard
Nice.
sale was near. I'll be right back. So
Yeah.
I started slowly videotaping like a minute because that's all you got on Instagram. At least that's all I could
Yeah.
figure out. And I would do it and then put it on Instagram, and people started, you'd get a few in there, and then I said, I got to do YouTube. And then I think some of the first ones I watched were actually like Tracy and Tommy, and I said, wow, this is pretty wild. And you and a few others, you guys were swollen up at the time, so you had a lot of followers. But I'd watch what you guys would get because if you did the vacuum one, right? Didn't you get Electrolux vacuum?
Yeah, and I sold it to a show on HBO.
Yeah, well, that's the one that caught me, and I said, "Wow!" So, and then guys that like the Blue Bus Daves and stuff like that. So,
Yep.
Taco
Right
Stacks.
on. Taco Stacks. I
So,
love that name.
Yeah, he's great. So, Tim just came in. Hey, Tim, Dan the man I like your other name, Dan, but Dan's good. Julia. If I'm missing somebody, there's a lot of people in here already. I usually don't get this many. So Larry, way out. What's up? And old school pickers back, and History Man might stop in. You never know. So Big Phillies in here, Red Dirt. So Red Rock.
John started vacuum with some sucky content. That's hilarious. All right, man. You gonna get us started on this top 10?
I already crossed off my first one and brought up another one. But I had because I actually went to 76 Phillies All-Star game. So that was one I witnessed. But this was about what I took for it. So I got Kirk Gibson's walk-off home run. I seen that on TV, and a lot of people did.
Yeah.
So I said, that's got to make the top 10. Come on, man.
Yeah, for sure. Just
that won the World Series. Oh, I forgot that. That's the 70s. That's Carl Yastrzemski hit the home run. And, Fisk is on third base doing that.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought Gibson was the one that was doing that wave.
No, Kirk Gibson did this thing when he's running around.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, that's funny.
And any of you wiseacres out there, I did not see Babe Ruth play, so stop that right now. I know if you're coming there. The old man seen this.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so my top 10 is a little oddball. A couple of them are like iconic things, but then some of them are just like personal, nostalgic that things that I remember the most. Number 10, I put 2008 Super Bowl, Giants versus the Patriots, 3rd and 5, minute 15 left. Eli Manning almost gets sacked, wiggles out of it, chucks it downfield, and David Tyree catches it on the side of his
I was
helmet.
going to say the helmet catch. That's
Crazy.
huge for the Giants people. That's like, well, you might have that in your list here down the road. I figured we're going to at least have one that we match up on, and that's.
I bet we probably will. I don't know. Mine are really oddball. Mine are super oddball.
That's right. Remember, this is our list. What's your top 10? I haven't seen anybody put any of theirs in there yet, but I probably missed them too. Hold on, here's one. Super Bowl this year. Well, that didn't happen yet there, Prince of Plush. Let's just cross our fingers. I'll go with 9. Oh, that's one I kind of do a tie with. And remember the girl that in the World Cup '99, Brandy, when she kicked they had that at the end of the thing you get 5 kicks, the sudden death thing, and they beat China. And it's big for girls soccer, women's soccer. Not a big women's soccer fan. Anything USA playing a communist country, I've always been huge watching. So she wins, but she kicks it in, but she's the first one to take her shirt off and do the old twirl over the head. The sports brawl breakout, we're going to call that.
Yeah.
I tied it with, so you get the sports break off. I tied it with the Eagles win the Super Bowl because that's huge in Philly, but everybody else hates Philly. I think, anyway. So,
I don't hate Philly. I was rooting for Philly in that one because I hate the Patriots. They were playing the Patriots.
The Patriots, yeah. But that was huge for us. But I used to get so mad when Philly lost that it would ruin my week. And then I started to think about it. I got over and said, no, you don't need to do this. I yelled at my kids one time when they come down the basement and Philly just lost the game. I told them, get out. And then I realized, dude, you're not playing, so settle down. So that's my double tie there. So I still get them all.
All right, my number 9 is the 2018 NCAA men's basketball tournament. University of Maryland, Baltimore County Retrievers, 16 seed, beat Virginia, the number 1 seed in the first round by 20 points.
Was that 2 years
I'm
ago?
a huge college basketball fan, so I was going nuts watching that.
That's the first time. That's the only time that's ever happened.
Yep.
2 years ago? 3 years.
3 years ago.
I remember that.
I've always loved college basketball. Yeah, then they lost, I think, the next game.
Next week, yeah. I remember that. Who was the great coach that took the base off? Is that Lou Pinella?
Lou Pinella, yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. He threw it, and then he went out and picked it up and threw it some more. I've got a picture of that, of him tossing the base. He was a Reg manager at the time. Dan's asking who my favorite college team is. That would be University of Cincinnati. It's my alma mater.
Yeah,
they're coming up on this list, so
they had a great season, even though they got reality checked. But I was kind of voting for them.
Yeah, I was pulling for them too.
And then Alabama gets blown out. So how about that?
Right.
It's crazy how that all happened. So
there's my second drink. So I've met my minimum quota.
Yeah, we've got 2, but you got the man stuff. I can have 4 to match your 1. So 8. This was a heartbreaker for me. It still is. Joe Carter's World Series home run, 1993 against the Phillies. It's a walk-off. So how many of those have been? There's only been, I think, 2. The dude with the
Walk-offs
Giants.
to end the World Series.
I don't know. Where did Brett Boone hit his? Or the other Boone
New
kid?
York.
Was that in the else?
Or am I
Was
thinking
that in the
Aaron
World
Boone?
Series, or was that in the League Championship Series? Now you got
I don't know.
wild
That's a
card.
good question.
So it's great.
How big of a baseball fan are you, Harry?
Huge at one time.
Are you?
Just the Phillies.
We got to go to a game, man. I'll come out to Philly again because I'd love to see the Phillies. I saw that park because we went to the Sixers game, and it was crazy. I mean, anybody that's been in Philly knows you're in the parking lot, and like you can see the Sixers and the Flyers arena, the Phillies and the Eagles, and it's like
Yeah,
right
they're
there.
all right
I
there.
mean, you could throw a rock at each one and hit them. It's wild. So I'd love to come and see the Reds play Philly.
It was the Vet when you guys had. What did you have? You didn't have Three Rivers, but you had that same type of stadium that the Bengals and Reds played.
Riverfront. It was called Riverfront. Yeah.
And now you got 4 stadiums. You had one for 3 teams and one was a Spectrum rock concert. You pot smokers out there that went there in the 70s. But that was a big place for the Flyers. Oh, the Sixers and Flyers both played there. And then you had the Phillies and Eagles over at the Vet, which was a horrible stadium.
The Vet.
Yeah, the Vet. Lots of injuries at the Vet. So
you go my number 8, 2010 Sugar Bowl down in New Orleans. I went to this one. University of Cincinnati versus Florida, and they got pummeled, man. That was a hard game to watch. That Florida team had Tim Tebow, Carlos Dunlap, the Pouncey twins, and Aaron Hernandez before he murdered somebody.
The dude up at played for New England, the tight end.
Yeah, that was a really good Florida team. I remember almost getting in a fight with a Florida fan too, because like down on the field, the players were like scuffling and getting in a fight and everything. And I made some kind of comment. I was like, "It's getting really chippy." And the Florida fan was like, "What the hell is chippy?" And I was like, "Read a dictionary, you freaking idiot!" Like we got into it,
man. You're in Florida now, so
yeah. New Orleans is a fun town, though. We had a great time in New Orleans. Really, really fun town.
Did you win your beads?
I did not win my beads. No.
But they do that all year, every weekend anyway. That doesn't have to even be Mardi Gras.
I guess I don't know. We were there for New Year's Eve, so it was pretty fun. Have you been in New Orleans, Harry?
No,
you've never been to New Orleans? Oh man, you gotta go.
No. Florida,
it's a great time.
I've been a lot of the traveling I've done is East Coast, and the islands. We're gonna go back to those Turks and Caicos.
So, Bourbon Street is the party street in New Orleans, and like the tourist street or whatever. I'm not kidding you when I say that Bourbon Street was Cajun restaurant, bar, like for a mile. It's just nothing but like food and party, like the whole thing. And there's so much to do. It's a really fun city. I would highly recommend.
You can't drive though on the weekend. Can you drive down that street, or is it all walking?
We didn't drive. We just walked. It's a really walkable city.
Dangerous, a little dangerous. There's Philly, Joe's the Vet. That's where I spent a lot of games. Most of the Philadelphia games I've watched over the years were at the Vet, not the new. I've only been to the new stadium a couple times.
What's it called? Citizens Bank, something like that.
Yeah, they change it every couple of years, so it's Citizens Bank still. So I think the Link has changed its name already. I thought it was something, and now it's the Link, or it was the Link, and now it's something else. That's the football stadium. So I do know they only get so many years on it, then you have to rebid for the right to have your name on it.
No, Tommy, we haven't done Bill Buckner yet. I wasn't alive for that, so maybe Harry's got it on his list.
I was going to use Billy Buck. You were alive. You had to be alive.
What year was it?
That's night. Oh, come on. Oh no, it's 80s. When were you born?
85.
Oh, good God. Nah, 87 or something. All right, you're a little guy.
Buckner was 87.
Boston.
I thought it was.
What
Help us
is
out,
that?
guys. What year did that happen?
I'm going to say it's 87. No, it's the Mets. It's the Mets year that they won it. So that's 85. You were born that year. It's got to be the 85.
Okay.
Lenny Dykstra's on the Mets because then he comes to us. So
I was barely born. Yeah, I'm a youngin'.
We'll see. But still, I did not see Joe DiMaggio play, you bunch of wiseacres out there. I'm more like Pete Rose, Mike Schmidt, all that stuff. So I'm waiting for some of the wiseacres. Johnny and I, I'm a little guy, but those are the ones that are.
What's your number 7, Larry?
I'm sorry. What's my number 7? Hold on. Let's go with.
Thank you, Thrifting Lounge. I appreciate that.
You wouldn't remember this one either. I don't know. I'm not sure. Doug Flutie's Hail Mary when he Boston College against.
I've seen the video.
They hated Miami Hurricanes. I hate Miami Hurricanes ever since Bernie Kershaw was the quarterback. I didn't like.
I love Flutie. I like the little quarterbacks.
Yeah, Flutie just tossed that. That was a great game. And Jimmy Johnson's the coach. Oh, you are young. It seems like yesterday to me, but time flies so much. But Jimmy Johnson's the coach of Miami at the time. So
before Dallas, right?
Yeah, this is before Dallas built their super teams on the Herschel Walker trade, actually. So
that's when Miami was good.
Oh, Miami was good for Florida State was good too. Those two, all three teams were good, and now they all stink, don't they?
Florida State isn't very good. Miami is maybe a little bit better. And then who was the other one? Florida. Yeah, they haven't been good for a while.
Might have played in like the Buick Bowl or something like that this year. No big name. Sorry, Florida people.
Southwest Tire Discount Bowl or something.
You didn't do it this year. It's okay, Aqua Girl. I'm allowed to trash Philly because I am Philly, except the real Philly Joe. So I know I'm missing everybody, but this is kind of like if I go through. So.
All right, my number 7. Didn't see it in person, but it was the 2013 NCAA tournament when Florida Gulf Coast made it to the Sweet 16 as a 15 seed, and they termed them Dunk City because they were just dunking all over everybody, and like in the craziest ways too. Like guys would be out of bounds, no look over the back alley oop, and guys would slam it in. It was wild. It was like watching a video game.
Where was that?
And it was NCAA basketball tournament.
But you were on your couch.
I was watching on TV. Yeah. It was fun seeing them make a run. I'm a big college basketball fan. I always like rooting for the underdogs, and those guys were just wild, man. Just dunking everything.
I remember Delaware made it the one year. You were alive. And we all showed up at the local bar and they played Duke, but they were 16.
Oh, wow.
Number 1. Duke beat them, of course, but it might have been even Christian Leitner's years.
Oh, yeah?
I just going down there for that because I bought a shot for a drunk guy. He says, go get me a shot because they banned me. And I went up there and he says, what are you wrong with that? He says, you got to drink that right here. And that son of a gun makes me drink. He says, you're not giving it to that guy.
Yeah, damn.
And it was Jack Daniels. So I drank that nasty ass Jack Daniels, and that was it. Headache. I was done for the night. So
that's hilarious.
Dude. If you're in here, thanks.
That's a good memory.
Does Tiny Hardy count? You know what? That's a damn.
God, that's crazy.
That is a good one now. You can't
Have
beat
you seen,
them. Prove them.
Harry, have you seen I, Tonya?
Did I see what?
There's a movie called I, Tonya. Have you seen it?
No, I seen her porn, but I didn't see the.
It's
I'm
the
not
movie
very
is
good
fan-
now.
the movie's fantastic. The movie's really, really good.
About
It's
her life
hilarious.
or something.
Yeah, it's not a documentary. It's whatever they call it, a biopic or whatever. But there's a lot of humor in it, and it's a riot. It's really, really good.
Is that a Netflix thing or is it
Probably
still?
it's by now. I mean, it's been out for 5 or 6 years. It was probably on
No,
Netflix.
I haven't seen that.
It's a good one.
It's
I
not
really
her.
enjoyed it. It's got no, it's Margot Robbie plays her. The girl
I'm
that
checking
plays what is that Marvel character? Harley Quinn. The actress that plays Harley Quinn played Tanya Harding.
Okay.
Is that your ringtone?
Yeah, that's a text from my buddy down there. I think he's out smoking cigar and watch. Let's see. I'm not going to tell you about that, but he's throwing his top 5 in there. 6, right? Are we at 6?
Yeah, what's your 6?
I had to put this in here and see because I'm a lot older than me. Franco Harris, Immaculate Catch. I remember watching that. I remember John Madden he was livid. They were all on the field. The Raiders were like 5 minutes to get them all off of there because they knew it wasn't a catch. They swore
Yeah.
it's not a catch to this day, but the ref said, "Look, we can't change the call, or we're gonna die here." So it was over
Yeah.
with. But
Yeah, that
that
was before the replay.
anything you'll always see him pick that ball up, and there he goes running in. Next
Yeah.
week, Miami Dolphins beats him. So
Replay is
John,
great and all. Replay is great, but man, I'm telling you, sometimes it just makes the game like hard to watch. I mean, it'll take 10 minutes to review a stupid play. It's ridiculous.
yeah, every touchdown they got a replay. Come on.
Everything, every play. It doesn't matter. Go review it. It's like, come on,
It's
guys, play
all
the damn
about,
game.
yeah, I would
Right.
rather, I seen teams get rooked, but now, Jesus, come on, stop.
Yeah. I like college football a lot better than NFL.
I used to be a big,
Too many
when we
too
had
many
the Bachelor
penalties.
fan, we used to
Yeah.
have the college on the New Year's Day. There was just, we're all hungover because you watched all the college games. You got back up, you watched all the college games. But that's
Mhm.
when they used to choose, and we used to get pissed about that too because they would choose one. So this is crazy.
Right.
Eric Hyden's 5 gold medals. Did it make it? You got to for those viewing on at home and they're not subscribed. That's your fault.
All right. My number 6. I don't know if you know him, Marty Brenneman. He was the radio announcer for the Reds for 45 years. And we went to his last game that he called and listened to it. Like we brought our radios and listened to it while we watched the game in person and everything. And then after the game, they let everybody down on the field and Marty talked for a while and did a farewell and everything. It was just a really cool moment. And I've had the chance to meet him a couple of different times. One time we were in Arizona for spring training and we were walking around the stadium before the game and Marty's just walking around and we're like, what's going on, Marty? How's it going? Like just talk to him for a bit. Always super nice, friendly guy. Marty's an icon in Cincinnati.
Still a lot.
He is, yeah. He's probably 80 now. Yeah, he's getting up there in age.
We had Harry Callis. He was our big guy. So, and he was NFL Films a little bit too. So you
That's
might
for
have
the
heard him.
Phillies?
Yeah, it's Harry Callis.
Is he still
died
the broadcaster? Oh, he passed away?
No, he died in 90 after they won the World Series. He died I don't know how much after that, but he might have died like in
Wow.
spring training. So when I grew up, it was him and Richie Ashburn because Phillies for 100 years they sucked. I mean, really look at it. But through my lifetime, they did pretty good because I got to see them win a couple World Series and stuff. But
Yeah.
years they stunk. They don't have many Hall of Famers. If you look over 100 years, they got maybe it's not 10. Cincinnati has a lot. because you had the Big
Yeah.
Red Machine, you had
The 1990 team was really good.
yeah, you had good 90 team. You had some old timers too from that team too. They were
Mhm.
big. So we're doing a top 10 here. You're jumping out. I'm sorry, I'm not talking and flicking on things, but it's hard to stay with a chat. That there's a lot of
Speaking
people.
of the Reds, Harry, I got a little tidbit for you. So you obviously know Barry Larkin, right?
Yes,
And
guys
you know
rookie
King
card.
Griffey Jr. King Griffey
Yes,
Jr.
and his
They went
and
to the
his
same. They went to the same high school.
because their
Barry
dad
Larkin.
played on the team. No,
Well,
no, it
not
wasn't
not
Barry
Barry.
Larkin.
Kins
Right.
is. But yeah, Barry Larkin, King Griffey Jr. both went to Moeller High School in Cincinnati.
Mm. With Griffey Jr. being because his dad was on the team and Larkin just being there. Because Larkin's he's
Yeah,
all
the Larkin
right.
family has been in Cincinnati. So Larkin's brother played basketball at Xavier. His whole family is just full of athletes.
Yeah, they're good.
So yeah, he was
Because
in Cincinnati.
he's Hall of Fame, right? Or
Yeah,
not
he
yet?
got in maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, because I got
Um,
his,
Young Star Girl, that Wonder Woman duck is cool. That your icon? Do you own that? My wife is like a diehard Wonder Woman fan. I'm gonna start
yeah.
googling the Wonder Woman duck and see if I can find it. She's got all kinds of Wonder Woman stuff.
Some of
Yeah,
the
you
people
can buy a Wonder Woman duck. Oh my god, I gotta get this. That is too funny.
I just seen
That
them
is
going,
awesome.
hold on, I haven't seen that, and I used to have in the early days of me being on here, some of my early fan base were the Asian women, but they've long departed from the days. But Kent Dingle would hang out in here just to listen to the Asian women talk. So
Oh
those days,
god.
I'm sorry. There's Kent right there. He knows because now he's still using cucumbers from this day on. So what's up there?
Tommy
What,
says I owe him a do-over. Now that you guys can see me.
my God,
I think
I'm
I'm
way
better with
back.
bad internet.
I am so
I'm not good with
sorry,
that though.
everybody. But if you oh wow, this dude here, this is a guy I like watching on YouTube actually, because this dude
Yeah?
picks up cool stuff like the you ever see this dude, the Prophet Pecker, California
No,
guy?
I'm gonna Google him though.
He
I like his
he picks
icon.
up a lot of the old stuff like I do, and he drives around in this vintage VW bus. That's what caught my eye. So I like his channel a lot. I'm surprised he even went through the roof, and he owns his own business too. So pretty cool dude.
Nice.
He just and Misha, hey Misha, if anybody missed it, I apologize, but there's a lot of people in here. I usually don't get this much, so I'm trying to stay on it. I'm clueless.
You're doing a great job, Harry.
What do we got now? 5?
Yeah, what's your number 5?
Oh, here it comes. Take your hat off before I say that shit, because Pete Rose, 4,195. I seen him do the Stan Musial. He was in Philadelphia. I got pissed when they traded him because I knew he was going to break the record. And he didn't in Montreal. He did at Cincinnati. So a lot of people
Yeah.
don't know he played up there for a year in
Yeah.
Montreal. So
And then he ended up playing in Philly after, right? After Cincinnati.
no, well, he was Cincinnati. Then he went to Philly for 5.
Then he came back, yeah.
He did 2 World Series. He went to Montreal for a year, and then he come back as a player coach for you guys. So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. And he broke the record, and his son was there. He was either bat boy or he had to be bat boy because he came out
Pete
on the
Rose
field.
Jr., yeah.
Yeah, he was in a Reds uniform, so it was pretty cool to see all
My
that.
dad was at that game.
So you were a little guy.
Yeah, that was the year I was born. That was 85, right?
Oh, okay. You wasn't at that game. I thought you said
No,
you
my
was.
dad was. My dad was
Oh,
at
your
that game.
dad, your father was, yeah. Well, that was
Yeah.
huge. Pete
Pretty sure it
Rose was huge.
Yes,
when
it was September 11th. September 11th, 1985.
he was a huge player when we was kids. I mean, to see him, that's like seeing one of the best. And I got to see some of the best, Schmidt and him and a couple others that might be on the list or might not be. So only Kamara.
Yeah, Pete's whoring himself out, man. He's He's signing autographs all day, every day.
Yeah, it's all those guys can show up. A lot of people feel bad for the older athletes, but they can show up at a signing and make more than I do in a week. So I don't feel
It's
too bad.
crazy, man.
Sign a
Yeah.
bat, $50. Sign a glove. It's all that
Yeah.
crazy stuff. But they didn't make. If he played down, it would have been ridiculous money. But then they
Right.
spent the millions. So I mean, they lived a lifestyle we'll never know. So, and he lived a good one. So, what you got?
All right, my
5?
number 5. This is a wild one. This one was directly influenced by social media. It's a pretty wild story. You might not have even heard about this. It was huge in Cincinnati, and it was kind of big nationally, but I don't know if you heard about it. This happened last year. I just talked about Marty Brennaman, the longtime broadcaster for the Reds. His son, Tom Brennaman, did color commentary for the television broadcast. And during a game last year, during one of the commercial breaks, he made some homophobic slurs and references, and he thought his microphone was off, but his microphone wasn't off, and like they didn't warn him that they were going back into the thing. And Twitter picked it up and like ran with it. So my wife and I are sitting on the couch watching the game, and I'm like on Twitter, with my nerdy Reds fans like me talking about the game, and I see this like video clip, and they've got the clip him saying what he said, and it's like, what's going on? Within 20 to 30 minutes, everything was going nuts over Twitter. It's like the third or fourth inning, like middle of the game. And Tom says, well, it appears that some things that I've said have gotten out and blah, blah, blah. And then he comes on because, like, I think somebody upstairs came into him and is like, something's really bad, like that got out. And he said verbatim this quote: I'm so very, very sorry. I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. And right as he said that, the guy up the plate blasted a ball, okay? And he says, as there's a drive into deep left field by Castellanos, and that'll be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be putting on this headset again.
He was done too, wasn't he?
Yeah, in the middle of his apology, in the middle of his apology, he calls a home run ball. And we're sitting here like, what is happening? Like, we thought we were in the Twilight Zone. The craziest shit I've ever seen just unfold. Absolutely bananas. And yeah, that was the last time he ever called anything. But it's just iconic. And now it's like it's a joke now. You know what I mean? You start to say something and then you say, as there's a drive in a deep left field, and this is a 4-0 ball game.
Bill Rizzuto used to do that all the time. They had a lot of clips of him doing that same thing. He'd be talking and stuff and say,
Yeah.
There's left field, and yes, and so me and my wife were going out to dinner, and that's a base hit up the middle. I bet you right now that what you just heard is on YouTube somewhere. It's got to be.
Oh, it's definitely on YouTube. A lot of the stuff we've been talking about tonight's on YouTube.
So the best one you want to see is Earl Weaver going after the umpires. Go watch Earl Weaver, Baltimore Orioles coach, when they had Brooks Robinson and all them. You want to watch him. Oh, my God, it's hilarious. And it's all over YouTube.
Earl Weaver.
Earl Weaver. He's a legendary coach of Baltimore Orioles. That's when Jim Palmer – there was a bunch of Hall of Famers on there, too. They went to like 5 World Series. He's great going after these the umpires. It's fantastic. Awesome. Hey, Susan, how you doing? We're doing the top 10 sports moments that we witnessed, or mine's more, well, John's is more he actually seen than mine, but mine are more some that you're familiar with, and his are more hometown, and that's good because that's why we do these things. It's personal preference. We're at 5, right? We're going down to 4?
Yeah. What's your number 4?
I got to do a 2-2 real quick because I'm out. So let me run out real quick. You can read some chat. I'll be back. I promise. In 2-2. So I do it to everybody.
All right.
Right back, John.
Tommy's talking about the Billy Ripken card. That is so funny.
I got that one.
Oh, Harry's got one of those. That has gone up in value. I've seen like if you've got a graded 10 version of it, I think it's a couple $100. I'm wondering anybody else in the chat that remembers that Tom Brenneman thing or like had seen things on the internet about it because it blew up pretty big. I mean, obviously, maybe just in my world, Cincinnati. You got that card, Paul? I see Paul flipping sports guy in the chat. I wonder if he's got that Billy Ripken card. Frank Thomas flipping the bird. What year was that? I wonder how quickly they pulled that one. Fanatics just bought out Topps here recently. That's going to be pretty interesting. I guess they're going to obviously keep the Topps name, but yeah, Topps is no longer, unfortunately. It's going to be all run by Fanatics. Yeah, Tommy's saying the Reds announcement thing was viral. Yeah, it was. I've never seen anything like that. So weird. Tommy, are you and Tracy doing a show tomorrow night? I don't think I remember seeing something pop up on my feed for it. I hear Harry in the background. What'd you say, Harry?
Nah, I'm talking to my wife. Good.
Oh, we got 2 beers.
I'm lining them up just in case. So, being old, you know how it is. Youngsters, well, you will know how it is.
Give the folks a show, Harry. Chug one of those beers.
Oh, I can't do that. And that's one thing I never could do. We used to have it. You guys all play Pong, and thank you so much, Carter P. I just seen that pop up. I don't know. We played a quarter bounce game into a shot glass, and you drank a shot of beer, and then all of a sudden I got older, and I showed up at a party, and all of a sudden these ping pong balls started showing up. And I wasn't at a strip joint either, so that this was it bounced off a table into a big cup, and then you had to drink the big cup of beer. Oh my God, that was just heavy for me. So never been a guzzler. Envy the people that can, but I'd get drunk way too quick. So it'd be something different. So
have you seen a YouTube channel called Good Used Goods?
Not sure.
It's my buddy Jory. He's up in Canada. He did
he's been on
show with us.
I've seen him on Scotty's show. Jory's been on there a couple.
Oh yeah, he can chug a beer in 2 seconds. I'm not exaggerating. I've seen him do it. He did it on a live show. I mean, it was like boom, boom, full beer. The craziest thing I've ever seen. We've got it on video. It's one of the old things. You guys hear my toddler running around up there? My wife's chasing him. I hear him screaming. It must be bedtime. Sounds like a stampede.
The doctor likes playing that beer pong. I can imagine. She's young, so she can handle that stuff. And I'm sure Tracy can anyway. He probably needs to.
Shay, I feel so stupid. Is your name MD Picker because you're a doctor, not because you're from Maryland? I don't know why I just assumed it was Maryland. I'm an idiot.
Nah, I call her the doctor. She's Maryland Picker.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah.
No, I don't think she's a doctor. She may be house calls only, but who knows?
Shenanigans. Old School Picker dropped Jory's channel. Thank you. Jory's awesome. I've known him for years. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I don't know if he came on Tommy and Tracy's show one time too, but I know him from. I know
he probably did.
I know he was on. Scotty's channel. Well, you don't know him, but or you may know him, but that's the Canadian thing up.
Yeah,
I watch him on Sunday night. Chris and Tom and Scotty. Like Antiques and
Gotcha.
Profit is his thing. So
I love
hey, Antiques,
Canadians. I
how's
think
it going?
Canadians are my favorite people. I worked with a guy named Blaine Stoughton. This has been years ago, and he played in the NHL, and he lived in Manitoba, Canada, for a long time. And he had the wildest stories, man, of just like playing in the NHL and like partying, just a wild, wild guy. He never did an ounce of work, but I didn't care. I just did all the work for the shop because it was at the sporting goods store. Just to hear his stories, like I was like, you don't have to do the work. I'll do all the work. Just give me your stories. And the boss would be like, like, how's Blaine working out? Like, is he doing good? I'm like, yeah, he's great. He's a natural. Like, he's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. And it was just a blast. And he would leave, and he would be like, I told my wife I was working till 5, and he'd leave at like 3 and go to the bar. Just absolute riot.
There was well, I can't tell. We had a minor league player one night stop into a place when my hometown's small. But him telling the stories on spring training, I can't
Yeah.
tell there. And Tracy would get all nuts
Yeah.
anyway. I'm not telling them. But one of them just stuck in my mind. It's such a great story. Maybe one of these late night chats I can spell it out. It was a good one.
After you drink those 2 beers, you get some loose lips. Just tell the PG version. Tell the PG version of it, Harry.
I can't tell this one. This was a great story. Something was going on that jumped out of the closet to help somebody do something. But how he helped him is legendary. So that's all I say. 4?
Number 4. What's your number 4?
Oh, this one I was at. So I went to Montreal, Canada. My wife got us tickets because we did a big round trip. This is the only time I've been through Ohio, as a matter of fact, since I as an adult. But we went up to Montreal, got to see the Women's World Cup, and got to see them beat Germany. They won the World Cup that year, but they beat Germany up there. And they won the World Cup back here. That's when Carly Lloyd kicked the half court thing. If you ever watch them, half field where she scored on Japan. It was a repeat, but they beat Germany, and Germany was favored up there. And then Hope Solo, do you remember her?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Or the girl that used to do the headers. They had a badass team back then, but we got
it's like 2014. 2014.
Yeah, I don't know what year. I think my oldest daughter is high school. My middle daughter is the middle kid. She's playing travel, so we go to regionals in West Virginia. So that kind of sidetracked us. So we go to West Virginia, up to Montreal, and back down to Lake Placid. So that was a pretty wild trip. But to just see them in Montreal and all the United States people that are up there, we took over the city. It's a cool city if you ever get. But you can't use Waze. Everything's in French, and thank God my wife's educated so she can figure out things, or we'd have still been driving up there. Because you get in Montreal, it's French. Oui, French. So there you go.
Oui, French.
That's number 4 for me.
Jen's Multiverse, thanks for dropping the link. So me and Matt, I'm guessing part-time pickers, were shout out on the Ramsey show. That's pretty cool. Pretty neat. I've read his book. One of them, anyways. Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey, I've heard that. Is that sports guy or somebody else?
He's like financial.
Oh,
he's got the whatever it's called, Financial Peace University thing. All right, my number 4. This is, I didn't go to it. 2014 Little League World Series. This girl named Monet Davis was just lighting up these teams, throwing 70-mile-an-hour fastballs. She's like 12 years old. Oh yeah, just nobody could hit her. Like she was throwing complete games, no hitters. It was wild. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch.
What happened to her? Reality South.
She's playing softball now, I think. She's playing softball.
Because I know girls, and nothing against women, but they can handle it so long until they get to a certain age, and then that they can't throw 90 and 100 mph. And when one can,
Sure, yeah.
they're going to be on a major league team. Anybody can throw that hard, it's going to be there. But it's
Yeah.
very difficult to throw that hard. Man, you're the best of the best. So good things. I'm glad she's still in sports, but I remember her. She was a big thing that year. And there's been a few girls in Little League World Series. We had a first baseman one year that was like the best on the damn team. She was popping home runs and stuff. I do remember that. She was
Wow.
before that Monet. It's like
Mhm.
3 years before or something like that. We're down to our top three.
Yep.
The top three. This one is local, but I think it's always going to be a top 10 at Super Bowls of all time. It has to be. And that is. Come on, Philly people. The Philly. Come on. Who can't remember that? If you're a Philly fan and you've seen that Super Bowl when Foles catches the Super Bowl catch, that's huge. Best trick play of all time. One of them. Anyway, top 10 anyway.
Man, he was great, wasn't he? It's kind of sad that he's fallen off, but like that whole like it was what half a season he took over for Wentz and just played out of his mind.
He took over the last game or a regular season, 2 games.
Was that it? I was thinking it was more of like half a season for some reason.
Oh yeah, God, we thought we were done because that first game he went into, they stunk.
Yeah,
I think that, and I think that, but that playoff game, the first one was tough. The second one, he blew Minnesota out, and then the next one, they won the Super Bowl. But
that's why
I thought they were done, and so did all the Philly people too. If you're in here still, so.
Carson Wentz, Philly MVP. My number 3. This one's really special to me. It's not any kind of like big time sports moment. I just really loved it because I was a huge Michael Jordan fan. I was 12 years old. This is December 13th, 1997. My mom drove me to Chicago to see the Bulls play the Raptors. And Jordan was still playing for the Bulls. And they had this huge intro that was just awesome. And then I got to relive the intro for that Last Dance documentary they did because they like pretty much did the whole, they had video of like the whole intro they would do for that Bulls team. And this was 1 year before Vince Carter came to Toronto or like was drafted and played for Toronto too. So there was like so close to that overlap of Carter and Jordan. But yeah, like it was awesome seeing Jordan in person. It was really cool.
It was great. One of the, if not, well, I think he's considering the great. So, wow, wow, really? Thank you so much, Prophet Becker. This is the dude I was talking about earlier, but great channel. I personally think if you got time, check this guy's channel out because he makes way better videos than I ever can. So, he's worth checking out. There's no doubt about it. There's Scotty right there. He has jewelry on. So, Scotty at all? He just got
Antiques and Profits.
Yeah. He just he bought a locker and he's making us wait to see what he gets out of this box. And it's full of like jewelry and watches and stuff. So
that's cool.
Watching because I actually watch him so a lot. Well, I go on the show too on Sunday nights. He's my Canadian buddy. So but I'm waiting for his next video to come out, so we'll see what happens. Philly's in here. Philly special. Absolutely. No, absolutely. We waited a long time. Joe's younger than me. Everybody's younger than me in here. But Eagles, with the McNabb days going to the championship game every year and losing, it was like, come on. Why don't you next time just yank my fingernail? And I was digging. Yeah, it was crazy. 2.
Number 2.
Hank Aaron's 715 home run. Seen it? Thrilled.
That's awesome.
Hank Aaron fan when you're a kid. Great guy. Deserved. He's still the king in my book. He never juiced. There was no size to him. He's got over 3,000 hits. His RBIs are way up there. He's just a fantastic player on bad teams too. So I don't think he ever played in the World Series. I'm not sure. Correct
He
me if
never
I'm
did.
wrong, right?
I don't know. I know Atlanta dedicated that World Series that they just won to Hank. I
Oh,
love seeing him
did
win
he
that
pass
too.
away? He did
Yeah,
pass
I think
away.
2 years ago, year and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah. He was a great guy. Never complained. Uh, I know people's got these autographs. Great. It just what you want out of a sports guy is a
Mm-hmm.
Hank Aaron type
He's
of
still
dude.
the home run king, in my opinion. Barry Bonds isn't the home
Yeah, he
run king.
definitely is. He was just comes from a well, everything's different. Every air is different, so it's crazy.
Right,
So
for sure.
that's about. I'm sorry,
Didn't
everybody. Far behind.
I've only seen footage of that home run, but weren't fans running on the field and like patting him on the back as he was rounding second
Yeah,
base?
he kind of shrugs them because he said he thought they were coming up to kill him because he was getting death threats to not
Jesus,
break
that's
that record,
wild.
which is asinine. But there's
Yeah.
always a jackass out there that has to do something
Uh-huh.
stupid. So, Gino, what's up? The man with the hat. How you doing? So, what you got, number two?
Number two, this is something I went to in person as well. This was 1997 Final Four in Indianapolis. My dad's a huge University of Kentucky fan, so I grew up a UK basketball fan. This is at the RCA Dome, and Dad got us tickets to go watch the practice of all four teams. Arizona, Minnesota, UK, and the fourth one is escaping me. But UK ended up playing Arizona in the championship and lost to them. But I just remember watching all these basketball players on the court, and I was huge into basketball at the time. And I was pretty tall too. I was already like, I don't know, 5'10" or something when I was 12. I was a pretty big kid. And just looking up at these guys like 6'10", 7 foot, like, holy crap, these guys are huge. Like, I thought I was tall. Like, they're just massive. So that was a lot of fun. Really cool.
Shoot, what was I going to ask you? Who was on the Arizona team?
I want to say Marcus Camby.
Any
I looked it
standouts?
up. Let me 1997 Arizona. Let's see here. They had one star, Mike Bibby. Mike Bibby was their big player. I don't know why I said Marcus Camby. I don't even think he went to Arizona.
I remember Mike Bibby. I remember that name.
Yeah, he was a good
There
player.
was a
He
big,
went to the
well,
pros.
that's somebody. I remember that name.
Bluegrass Picker saying Sean Elliott.
F.J.
No, I don't see
Trevor.
Sean Elliott's not on that roster.
I'm
Paul said
actually
he saw
watching.
Kobe play in high school. That's wild.
Wow. Well, he's
Camby
from
went to
this area.
Massachusetts. That's right. Yeah, Camby went to UMass.
Who was watching Kobe was it Philly Joe? Yeah, he's Upper Marion, I think. Was he Upper Marion, Joe? I think he was. I remember him when he was in high school, and he went right to the pros, which I don't blame him because if you blow a knee, you just cost yourself millions of dollars. So why would you waste your
Yeah.
time in college? So college ain't for everybody. There you go. Antiques and profits. Number one.
Number one, you want a drum roll?
Yeah. Did you have Pete Rose on anything? I thought for sure, man.
Nope, I didn't put Pete. Because I mean, he was done playing by the time I was
Yeah,
born.
you're
Pretty
probably
much,
right.
so.
Yeah, he is done. What do you mean? I didn't realize. Well, I knew you was young, but time flies so fast. I forget the eras in the 70s and 80s is my big sports days, and 90s as an adult.
Yeah.
More 90s, well, 80s is more like you're at a party and I would be off watching. That's probably why I lost a few of the girlfriends because I was busy watching the Phillies. And somebody snuck in on me and gave me the old relief boyfriend deal. So hey, you lose, you lose. So. Number one, there's no doubt though. In my mind, the biggest sports, and I actually seen it, but the biggest sports of all time is USA beating Russia. I don't think anything. College
The
kids,
miracle on ice.
College kids beating the best team in the world that can beat an NHL team. God had to have intervention that day and said, "Look, you communist bastards, we're going to beat you." That's all. But
have you seen the movie? Have you seen the movie they made out of it?
Yeah, there was a couple of one. The first one was made for TV, and then the second
Oh,
was
okay.
for wrestling. But I've been up there several times to Lake Placid.
Have you?
Yeah, if you go in a store, they still play that game wherever they're selling the hockey stuff, and it's funny because that thing's right that Miracle on Ice stadium's there, and it's right across the street, and we've been there. We went in there.
Wow.
It's cool. That has always been a big deal. That game it's the only thing that ever kind of gets me a little teary eyed. So it was huge.
That's awesome. I like hockey a lot. We don't have a pro team here, but we've got a whatever they call it, semi-pro, I guess, ECHL. I go to a few games and it's always fun.
How far are you from Pittsburgh?
7-hour drive, 8-hour drive.
You're far then.
Really? Yeah, it's a bit of a hike. There is a team up in Columbus. Columbus Blue Jackets are like an hour and a half away.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far is that?
An hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not that bad. They're pretty decent too. They're a pretty good team.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're a franchise. They're an expansion team or something like that.
Yeah, they're an expansion team.
Donna, how you doing?
You've been going for an hour, Harry. I know you're about to expire. Hours about when you like to end things. I know.
No, I keep going if it's good. So take your time. So you got
all right. My number one's a bit of a long story, so just buckle up. This is 2015. The baseball All-Star game, MLB All-Star game, was in Cincinnati, and my wife and I had tickets to go to the All-Star game, but we didn't have tickets for the Home Run Derby because tickets were like insanely expensive. I mean, we spent hundreds and hundreds just to go to the All-Star game, and we're like, we don't want to drop another $1,000 on Home Run Derby tickets. So Mike and Mike, you remember Mike and Mike? ESPN radio show?
That's Mike Gold that played for the Eagles.
It was Mike Gold and Mike Greenberg.
Okay,
yeah, they don't have the show anymore, but they had it for a long time. It's called Mike and Mike. And they came to Cincinnati and they did their show at a bar. And they were starting it at like, I don't know, 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or something. So me and my buddy were like, let's get down to that bar at like 2 a.m. We'll just wait in line because like they were letting people come in and, get a table and watch the show. So we get there early. We're like the second person in line. So we've got front row seats to the show. And they had Johnny Bench come in. They had Joe Torre. They had just guest after guest. And like they would just walk right by us and go right up to the show. It was wild. It was a really cool experience. And during the show, one of their like assistants or something said, hey, we're giving away Home Run Derby tickets and we're going to do a scavenger hunt on Instagram. And we're going to send out clues to where we're going to hide the tickets. So I was just driving all around the city all day following his Instagram story, and he posted some kind of like retro video game thing. And I was like, I know right where he's going to go. We have this bar called 8-Bit Arcade, and it was like a bar with all these like different all like arcade games. So I went there and he wasn't there, but I just waited. And the dude got out of his car and I recognized him from the show. And I was like, you're Nick from Mike and Mike. You got the tickets, don't you? And he says, yeah, I've got them, but I haven't like hit them yet. He's like, let me hide them. So he like puts them down and then I grab them and then he like sends it out like, yeah, John found them in record time, whatever. So I call my wife. I'm like, get down here. We're going to the Home Run Derby. Let's go. And we go to the Derby, and Todd Frazier of the Cincinnati Reds, right over my shoulder, this shoulder, yeah, you can kind of see the jersey there, won the home run derby. And I got him to sign that bat for me, and I got the jersey and everything with our home run derby tickets.
He still play?
I don't think he does. He was bouncing around a bunch of teams, but I think he's maybe like back in the minors now. He was like with the White Sox and the Mets and the Pirates and with the Yankees for a minute, but I don't think he's. Let me look and see. Yeah, 2021, he was a Frontier League, which is like a semi-pro.
Yeah, but you got the guy's bat, you got his shirt. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty neat for sure. It was a really fun experience. The stadium was just, they went nuts, man. I've never seen it like that.
I should have told the story. My daughter was buddies with her dad was the Miller Lite rep in this area, so he's always got Eagle tickets, and I wouldn't go. And God, they were on the field. They were right on the
no
damn
way.
field when there's all the
Oh,
Eagles around.
no.
She's got pictures, and my wife is burning up because I could have took my son. Well, he was 3; he wouldn't even remember it now. But it's just the experience of being on the field, and she's going, that anger builds because she keeps sending these texts back. Look, we say, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Oh, I know who he is. But they're all
awesome.
going by. And that same girl got to go to the Super Bowl. She's on the field at the end on the celebration,
No
everything.
way.
She's down. I don't know if she ever got autographs or anything, but she's on the field.
Wow.
She's got some pictures to Mackenzie. That's a few years later. It's crazy. I meant Haley or Holly, whatever one it was, but one of them were there. But it was crazy, the whole thing, and the best.
That's really cool.
There's a thing called the. You like music too? It's called the Firefly here. So that's a 3-day. It's our little Woodstock in Delaware, but they'll have
Oh, that's cool.
Cage the Elephant. No. I think that was who the headliner was this year. One year,
Mm-hmm.
Paul McCartney was the year she went there, but they got the VIP tickets, and she's right next to them. She's next to them all. I mean, they're giving them drumsticks, they're giving them picks, and all that cool stuff. We got to see Paul McCartney. There's the Beatles, so that's her big thing. She's seen more exciting things than me, but at least
that's incredible.
So that's how it goes. You win some, you lose.
Right.
Well, we got a lot of people in here. For me, anyway. I know you get even old school Picker came in, so that's cool. You ever go to that 100-mile yard sale thing?
Well, yeah, there's one that's a 700-mile that starts up in Michigan and goes down to Alabama. And it's Route 127. It runs right through Cincinnati. So I've been going to that for years.
Because Danielle, well, here's another. I like her channel a lot too. I've watched her. She watches me. She's a Kentucky person. So she's right. Did you see her at the meetup? You know who Danielle was?
Danielle, yeah, she was there, I think, Friday night.
Yeah, she's
I'm pretty sure.
She's got a cool channel. I like watching her too. She picks up stuff like I do. She gets the Hot Wheels and my Masters of Universe stuff and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I like watching people get the vintage stuff. What's your favorite thing to pick up?
Oh man, that's hard to say. Probably sporting goods, because I worked in a sporting goods store for almost 10 years, and that's where I learned a lot about just so many things. So I like finding the sporting goods stuff because like most people don't look at it. They don't look twice at it, and it's always cheap.
Bats, yeah.
Yeah, just anything. And there's really weird, like rare stuff too. Like vintage hockey stuff does really, really well. Like vintage hockey helmets, like CCM, Jofa, they go for hundreds. Yeah, they go for really big money. Hockey's not huge in Cincinnati, but you'll find a little bit of it. But yeah,
I'm
like
just
baseball gloves, bats, just all that stuff. I love finding sporting
picking up
goods.
gloves if I can get them for. You can get a glove for $1 or 2. So
Yeah,
I
for
grabbed
sure.
those bats. I just put my first bat on ever. I just stuck it
Nice.
on. I'm starting to pay attention to all that crap. So
You can
that
get medium mailing tubes from USPS.com for free. They're like 36 inches long. The bat fits right in there.
yeah, I'm lucky. I get all these boxes for free at work. So if you get that and it says UPS priority, do you have to send it priority?
Hmm.
Okay, so that's what I
Or
just grabbed.
you could put a couple big poly bags around it and just take it to UPS or FedEx if you really wanted to, I guess. But I always,
Yeah, so
if I get the box from them, I try to ship it through USPS.
Tommy's not far from me. We met up one time. Every time I try to meet him, somebody in my
Yeah,
family loses their lives. So we have to.
Lord,
I'm just
he's a
kidding. That
bad,
my wife broke her leg.
bad
We
jinx.
had a meet up. We had like me, Tim, and Conrack, the hat guy,
Yeah,
Cernox Connections.
sure not.
And
Yeah,
he's not doing too much on YouTube lately. I haven't seen, but we were all going to meet up like up in Jersey at a thing, and then my wife broke her leg, so I had to flew up there. Last time we were going to meet for dinner, me and Tommy, COVID hit, so it hit my son, or yeah, it was my son. So now it's rampant. So kid down the
yeah,
street, sooner or later we'll hit again. He's got a good auction down by him now, so.
yeah. Tommy does have a good auction. I've seen a couple videos and pictures from it. It's like, dang, I miss live auctions, man. I haven't been to live auctions in a long time, but I used to hit them all the time. They're fun. Everything's going online now.
Yeah, well, that's why I like yard sale season. That's where I do my best. It's quick.
Yep.
I don't. I got whatever that is, that DDT or whatever the hell it costs, where I can't sit still long. I have to move. So that's why yard sales are perfect for me. You guys, I
Yeah.
watch. You guys take your time through the yard. I'm like rapid fire, and always somebody always says, "Well, you just missed this or this or this," but I'm always after like antiques or
Yeah.
the vintage stuff. I can say it from the car and I beeline right to it every time. At least I know the video games. If it says $5 for a box of video games, I'm grabbing
Right.
it.
Yeah.
So that's how that all goes. Like I said, I broke his wife's leg. I did not break her leg. I flew up and got her, drove her home. They were all up there at the camp. Another story. But that's our top 10 tonight, guys.
This was fun, man. I appreciate you having me.
We'll have to jump together soon. I was
Yeah, we got to do top 10 drummers. Let's do that in a
top
couple
10
months.
drumming. I'm pretty sure I have not done that. And me and Anthony do a lot of top 10s together. The God damn, he's a picker too. There's so many pickers going through my head, right? And I watch them all the time. But top 10 drummers just would be. I don't think we did the top 10 drummers. And if we did, no, I think we did because I think I had.
No,
I have to
Neil
look back.
Peart's good. I don't think he's number one.
I think I had him on the. I can't say in case I didn't do it. I had to go back through. But I know we didn't do bass. We didn't do top 10 90s bands. There's tons of top 10s you can have, but we'll have to get together again, chat, top 10 your whatever. We'll just chat.
Tracy
about
says you did drummers. She says you did drummers.
Somebody's texting. Great show. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, it's past my bedtime.
But at least things are still happening in my area. With the good thing is I have a pickup tomorrow. So and you said you did too, right?
Yeah, man. I hope yours goes well.
Yeah, I'll make it's a guaranteed video, but there's an estate sale up there, so I'll stop into that now. It gets me out of bed, so. But that's about it for me tonight. I don't know. I'm sorry, everybody, that I missed chat, but good God, there's 50 some people in here, and I think it even went to 60. So it's a new high for me. Woo. So, but John, thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate the hell out of it. So,
Yeah, this is fun, Harry. I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
if you guys don't know John, check him out. He's got a couple subs. He could always use some more. So go show your support to John. No, he's actually got a great channel. He's a great yard sailor. Does everybody knows you anyway? So why am I even trying? See, Common Tiggs came in. So do you know her?
Common tags. I don't.
No, great. I wish you came in early. Join us next time. It'll be exciting. I guarantee you. But
Bye, guys. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.
thank you so much. So hang out a second, and we're going to end this. There's some more exciting shows, I'm sure. Kent Dingle's got a show on tonight with the Asian realm. Check him out. It's worth watching. So good night, everybody. Let me end this, John.